Hey guys, I'm at the Woodshed Barber, and today we're talking about the Wahl Hi Viz Trimmer. So the Wahl Hi Viz Trimmer, the all-new offering from Wahl. And I think this is telling that this is coming right after my last review on a Wahl tool. So we're going to spin the format a little bit. Lately, I've talked about some tool companies and been honest about where they're messing up and where I feel like they're missing on innovation. But what we're going to do from here on is whenever I review those companies, I'm actually going to be following up and showing you guys where they're succeeding. Things that they offer that's good. I don't want to be Mr. Negative over here. So just throwing some love back at the companies that I have been critical of. So today, we're talking about the Wahl Hi Viz Trimmer. And traditional Wahl packaging, I did not get one of the influencer editions. I'm not that guy yet. But Wahl Hi Viz. And I was excited about this because Wahl, like I said in my last video, has been known for just repainting lids, readdressing things the way they've always been done and sending them out. Well, this is a different avenue for Wahl, and it's pretty good. So, let's get into this.
Pop the hood. 2JZ engine, no shit.
The all-new Wahl Hi Viz Trimmer. It has plenty of power, and I will say it has plenty of power without sounding too grating. So, just for sound, it's not bad. It's not quiet like some of the other tools out there, but it's pretty quiet trimmer. So it has 2 hours of runtime with a 45-minute fast charge. Now that is definitely different for Wahl. Like I made fun of them this last time. They've been staying around the 80 to 100-minute range for a long time now. So them giving us a 120-minute trimmer, it feels good, Wahl.
Look what I can do.
Good job. The charging dock, I do think that this format of charging dock that they're coming out with, where they just add inserts and that's where you put your clipper or trimmer, that's very smart to do that way. That way you manufacture one dock. You just have to have the mold for each clipper and trimmer and you've got it set. So that was another good add-on to the power. Now as far as the power goes on these, once again, like a lot of these legacy companies, they don't go too in-depth with, RPM, all that kind of stuff. Now, it does say it has some form of adaptive speed control. It's not like the Instinct. It doesn't rev up whenever you put pressure on it, but maybe it does have something that's there because it has surprised me at times. It seems like it caught up whenever it looked like it was about to give out, so we'll give it some props there. But overall, power, I would say this is like an 8 out of 10. It's pretty good.
You're in dire need of an upgrade. Systemic, top to bottom.
Design is a bold one on this one. Everything from the way you hold it it's all different in many different ways. So you can see this real big scoop right there that they added in, and this big shark fin looking scoop back here. So some of these spots have a kind of a barbell type grip to them. I guess it's like a knurling, I forget what they call that. But I think that what this Y here is doing is that whether you're left-handed or right-handed, your palm is going to cup one of those two sides, whether it's this side or whether it's this side. And where your thumb goes in right here kind of dips down towards the blade. So that's a nice little feature. And back here, fingers go right there. So for balding out, that feels natural. But then you flip it on the other side and you can actually put your thumb here at that tip of that little fin there. Do the same thing here, put your fingers between that and that. And it's real nice to punch in a line with. So there's big striving points that they have made with the ergonomics of this trimmer. Do I think it's a bit much and a bit weird? Kind of. Maybe.
It got weird, didn't it?
Yeah.
Sure. It feels like like an overpowered character in a video game. Like, wow, you guys just threw all the stuff at it, didn't you? But I think that it was going towards the right direction. So as far as ergonomics, good job. The design notion of having an all metal trimmer, that to me is, it feels like they're finally trying to complement their senior. Now, I'm pretty critical of Wahl. I don't like the game that they play with us a lot of times, but I will say they are, I mean, they've got one of the best clippers of all time in their arsenal, and that's the Wahl Senior. It's just one of the best ever. And I mean, I still have 2 on my station. They do have Andis blades on them because I think Andis makes far superior blades. But the Wahl Senior is it's one of the GOATs. I'm not saying it's the GOAT, but it's one of them. And it feels like they tried to finally make a trimmer that, you know, that's a pairing for that. The detailer always felt like it went with the Magic Clip, the designer, stuff like that. But the Hi Viz, I'll give them props on this. That was a very good move. So design-wise, I'd say 10 out of 10. Look out! So the blade. The blade's a weird one for me, and it's almost what kept me from liking this trimmer. You know, no matter how ergonomic and neat it feels, whenever you don't have a good cutting experience, you're not going to like the tool. I first got it, I started punching in lines, balding out, all the stuff I do with my trimmers. And I just didn't like it. Did not like it at all. For one thing, it's a pretty wide T-blade, but it's also got a weird shape to it, and it almost feels like disconnected from the rest of the trimmer. Like it doesn't fit in with the rest of it. It's got these harsh angles when everything on this thing is swooping and curvy. But I almost just decided that I was going to give it a bad review, until I saw a review that another one of our fellow YouTubers made, where he talked about adjusting the blade and using the zero gap tool that comes with it. So I pulled that out of the box, zero gapped it, and it's a comfort zero gap. It's not true zero gap. And that's one reason I do like those adjustable zero gap tools. And so zero gapped it, and all of a sudden it started hitting really good. It's not that great at balding out. Balding out, I would say it's below average. But as far as putting in lines comfortably, you know, not scarring people up, not cutting people up, it's a pretty good blade, guys. Pretty good blade. So I would say blade, it's a 9 out of 10 now. And so that zero gap tool kind of saved it for me.
They've done studies, 60% of the time it works every time.
So performance. Like I said, at first it was not working for me. Once I got it working, it is a very fair performing trimmer. Now, do I think it's the best trimmer that Wahl makes? I do think it's the best trimmer that Wahl makes. Is it the best trimmer out there? Not by a long shot. Not even close. Every offering from Babyliss to me, I think is a better trimmer. Every offering from Stylecraft, with the exception of some of their older trimmers, is a better trimmer. With the right blade, I think the GTX XO is a better trimmer than this one. It's just, it doesn't do everything. Most of these trimmers nowadays do a little bit of everything really well, and the fact that this right here does not bald out well, feels like it drags on the skin to me, that takes it down a peg. So performance wise on this trimmer, I'm gonna have to say it's a 7 out of 10, which is a fair score. 7 out of 10. I'm not dogging them. What it does well pulls up the average score to a 7.
Because the way that my bank account is set up, the thing is, I got a checking in the savings, but all my money is in the savings. I don't think my card is gonna go through.
So the price, $200 for a trimmer that does come with a charging dock, is an all metal base. I think it's a bit rough coming from a company that is not known for making good trimmers. I think that if they would have done a lot better and probably sold a whole lot more if they put it in the maybe 140 to 150 range, if they would have done that, then it might have worked. But they did not do that. They hoisted it up to a $200 trimmer price, and it's just not worth that. So for price, I'm gonna have to say it's about a 6 out of 10. So my final thoughts on the Wahl Hi Viz Trimmer. I would say overall, it is a 8 out of 10. I think it's a much better trimmer than the detailer. It can't compete with these other trimmers right now. And it is a pretty big trimmer. I mean, next to the Saber is a lot shorter and I guess a little easier on the hand because it has some consistency throughout the design. And I think one of the shortest trimmers of all is the GTX EXO. You can tell it's a lot bigger than that too. But I mean, blade size, it is almost the same size, wide wise as the GTX EXO. So it's a good trimmer. If you're a Wahl person, get this. This is yours. I do think as far as like beginning barbers, even barbers on a budget, if that's the case, this is definitely not your trimmer. But for beginner barbers on a budget, barbers who are looking for complete usage capabilities in their tools, I'd have to say this one right here is not what you're wanting. If you're a Wahl guy, hey, hop to it. But it's a very, very good step forward for Wahl. And that's where I was going to say, in regards to Wahl, they're a good company, been around for a long time. And because of that, I will always show respect to the people who have to craft and mold this business. They do a lot of cheap tricks to get the best money that they can. And that's business. That's business. But whenever you are a clipper manufacturer that pushes yourself as the leader of the industry and of the barber community, to me, they need to do a better job of looking forward, not just resting on their laurels. The Wahl Senior, like I said, it is a Hall of Fame or Hall of Fade clipper. It's one of the GOATs. But I think that Wahl should and could do better going forward. And I think if ever all these companies have that same mentality, it's going to make us all better. Well, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please click that like button, subscribe, comment down below. Let's keep those comments humble, stay kind with them. And as always, I'll check you on the next one.
Bob. Come on, Bob. Bob, rise and shine. Come on. Bob. Come on, Bob, get up. Bob. Bob! 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 Get up! Come on! Come on, it's 6 o'clock. Rise and shine, rise and shine. Anna, go get the car right now. Come on, Bob. Come on. Bob. 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 Come! Come, do it on